to the Wildflower Pages Yoga. Thank you for joining me. My name's Paige and today we're going to do a strength and alignment practice. It's raining outside today, beautiful rain, so I'm crammed in this room among the surfboards, so I'm limited for space, so apologies in advance. But working with the space that you have today, when you're ready, find a seat on your mat and we'll get started. So today we're going to begin the practice by laying down on our backs. So come to find a nice comfortable position here. Take the feet mat distance wide and then just gently knock the knees together. From here, as you inhale, just think about tucking the tailbone to ground the lower back on the earth, and then draw the shoulder blades together to ground those as well. And then from here, you can tuck the chin towards the chest to lengthen the neck along the mat, and then bring the hands to rest, one on the belly, one on the rib cage. Closing down the eyes if you feel safe to do so, and bringing your awareness to just notice your breath, how it's traveling into and out of your lungs. Not changing anything here, just simply noticing. How that breath is moving. Maybe it's long or short, deep or shallow, smooth or shaky. And then we're going to commence our complete breath practice on our Raja Pranayama. And to do this, we inhale deeply through the nose, drawing the breath down into the belly. Feel the belly balloon away from the spine. And then exhale, gently release the belly back towards the earth. On your next inward breath, drawing the first half of the breath down into the belly, the second half up into the rib cage. And then when you're ready to exhale, releasing first from the rib cage and then the belly. Next, as you inhale, we're going to take the first third of the breath down into the belly. Feel it balloon away from the spine. The second third up into the rib cage. Feel them expand sideways. And then the final third up into the chest. Just notice as it rises gently. And then when you're ready to exhale, releasing first from the chest, the rib cage, and then the belly. Continuing like this, working with your own breath at your own pace. So inhaling, drawing the breath into the belly, moving it up into the rib cage and the chest, and then exhaling, releasing from the chest, the rib cage, and the belly. And we use this complete breath practice to bring our awareness inwards, ground ourselves in our bodies, and begin to quieten the mind and train ourselves to utilize our full lung capacity. Focusing on that inhalation and exhalation, taking one more round. And then exhaling, just opening the eyes if you have them closed. And as we next inhale, we're going to stay for one breath where we are. And exhaling, just gently release your knees to drop towards the right hand side of the mat. As you inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhaling, drop the knees to the other side of the mat. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhaling, dropping the knees. Beginning to find some movement through the hips and open up a little here. Working with our complete breath, still drawing the breath deep down into the belly. Really feel into this movement. Do what feels good for you. So if you can touch the knees on the earth and that feels nice, feel free to do so. Otherwise, working with your own body, your own limits. Feel the soles of the feet come off the mat as you drop the knees towards the side of the room. Exhaling and then inhaling, coming back to center. From here, we're going to inhale, draw the knees towards the chest, and just take a moment to notice whether your tailbone is still grounded. So inhale, tuck the tailbone, exhale, ground it into the earth. As we next inhale, we're going to engage the abdominal muscles and lift our forehead, neck and chest off the earth and draw the forehead towards the knees. Think about really reaching the forehead to the knees. Maybe they can touch, maybe not. Inhaling, engaging the belly. Exhaling, releasing gently back to the earth. Staying for one round of breath here. We're going to take this 2 more times. Each time, seeing if we can take the forehead closer to the knees. So inhaling, engaging the abdominals, drawing the head, neck and chest off the earth. Really squeezing here. Think about grounding the tailbone. Can you take the forehead a little closer? Inhaling, one more breath. Exhaling, releasing back to the earth. Once again, staying for a round of breath. And then when you're ready to inhale next, taking this one final time, seeing if you can really touch your forehead to your knees this time. Really squeeze here. Use that breath to find more depth in the pose. Maybe touching your forehead to your knees, squeezing, inhaling, exhaling, releasing back to the earth. From here, we can just take our hands over our knees and gently rock from side to side, massaging the lower back. This movement's really isolated in the lower body, so our shoulders stay grounded into the earth. And then if you like, you can also just gently turn the head and neck to one side as you move here, just loosening up through the head. And then finding stillness here, we're going to keep hold of our right knee with our hands, and you can either ground the left sole of the foot here or perhaps extend the left leg along the earth. Inhaling, drawing the right knee in towards your right armpit. Exhaling, sending that outward breath towards any areas holding tension, and just asking them to release a little more. And still using our complete breath here, really drawing all of the oxygen into our lungs, noticing the belly balloon out. Exhaling, sending it to that region, calling attention. Staying for one more inhalation, can you hug that knee closer towards the armpit? And exhaling, releasing the knee back to center. You're going to take hold of it with your left hand this time. And when you next exhale, draw the knee across your body towards the left side of the mat. As you take this movement, just gently bump your hips to the right so that you can find a little more depth in this twist. Exhaling, relaxing here, and then you can take the variation with the arm that suits you. So perhaps you cactus your right arm towards the right side of the room, or if you like, you can extend the right arm, and if it's okay for your neck, turn your gaze to look at either your right elbow or your right fingertips. Once again, as we exhale, we release a little more into the posture. Maybe closing down the eyes and finding some inner stillness here. completing on your next exhalation. When you're ready to inhale, just gently using your left hand to assist your knee to come back to center. Square the hips to the earth, and then from here, drawing your left knee in, we're going to hug both knees in towards the chest. And from here, you can place your hands on the tops of your knees so that your fingers are pointing towards your toes. And then as you exhale, we're going to press the knees away from the body, extending the arms, inhaling, parting the knees, drawing the knees out wide up towards the face, and then joining them back to center. Exhaling, press the knees away from the body. Inhale, draw them out wide and towards the face. They meet back at center. Continuing this rowing movement, working with your breath today. Really feeling what's happening in your body as you take this movement. Does it feel good? Do you feel tight? Are you releasing some tension that you're holding? When you're ready, you can take this in the opposite direction. So exhaling, taking the knees out wide. They meet at center with the arms extended. Inhaling, drawing the knees towards the chest. Exhaling, taking them out wide away from the body. And then completing, taking one more round, hugging the knees into the chest when you're finished your round of breath. Rocking gently from side to side, massaging the lower back. And then we find stillness here, taking hold of the left knee this time. You either ground the right sole of the foot, or you can extend the leg here, taking what feels good for you. Inhaling, hugging the left knee towards the left armpit this time, really feeling that stretch through the left hip region. Exhaling, sending that outward breath towards areas calling your attention. Using that exhalation to relax that area that is holding tension, and allow a little more space to be created for you to move into as you inhale and draw your knee closer to your armpit. Really feeling into the stretch. Using that Raja Pranayama. One more round of breath. Can you complete really drawing that knee towards the armpit as you inhale? Exhaling, releasing the knee back to center. And this time we're going to take our twist to the opposite side. So taking hold of the knee with the right hand, we're going to draw the knee across the body towards the earth and bump the hips to the left side of the mat this time. Exhaling as you find your position in this reclined twist. Then taking the variation with the arm that suits you. So perhaps cactusing the left arm here, or you can extend the arm if that feels good for you. And then choosing your variation with the gaze. So you can either keep the gaze towards the ceiling, or if it's okay for your neck, turning to look at your left elbow or fingertips. Closing down the eyes if that feels good for you, and just focusing your awareness on your breath, that deep inhalation and exhalation. Can you relax a little more into the asana? Exhaling, completing here. Inhaling, assisting your knee to come back up to center. Squaring the hips towards the earth. Just ground the left sole of the foot here. Bring the right sole of the foot up in line with the left. And then we're going to bring our feet so that they're just below our seat bones. Feet are hip distance wide. And then as you inhale, just tuck your tailbone, grounding it on the earth once again. Draw the shoulder blades together, and we're going to move into a bridge pose. So on the inhalation, press the soles of the feet into the earth, lift the hips off the mat, really press them towards the sky, and imagine that you're holding a balloon between your knees. You don't want it to escape, but you also don't want to pop it. So really lifting here, engaging the glutes. Inhaling deeply, notice the belly balloon away from the spine. Exhaling, gently roll down the upper back, middle back, lower back, grounding the hips back on the earth. We're going to take this 2 more times. So inhaling, press the soles of the feet into the mat, lift the hips, engage the glutes. You're squeezing that balloon, not popping it, but it's not going to escape. And then here, can you interlace your hands underneath your body, making a fist, and then just walk your shoulder blades or your shoulders in towards each other. Inhaling, really lifting here. Watch your belly balloon away from your spine. Exhaling, releasing the hands, rolling down the upper back, middle back, lower back, grounding the hips into the earth. This time we're going to inhale, press the soles of the feet into the earth, lift the hips. And then from here, moving into a supported bridge, can you just bring your heels of your hands underneath the outside of your hips, fingertips facing towards the sky, and just support yourself here, walking your shoulders together, your elbows together. We're still squeezing our balloon, engaging the glutes. And here we're going to stay for a few more breaths, noticing as the belly rises on the inhalation. And as the belly releases back to the spine as you exhale. One more round of breath here, inhaling deeply. Exhaling, gently releasing the hands, rolling down the upper back, middle back, lower back. From here, we hug the knees into the chest one more time. We can rock gently from side to side, massaging our lower back. This feels really good. I love spending time in this posture, or this moving posture rather. Really breathe here. And then when you're ready, finding stillness, we're going to bring the shins parallel to the mat here. Stack the knees on top of the hips. And then from here, as you inhale, bring your hands behind your ears, elbows out wide. And then once again, we're going to tuck the tailbone, ground the lower back on the earth. And inhale, draw the head, neck, and chest off the mat, really engaging the abdominal muscles here. We're going to move through a yogi bicycle pose. So this is a moving asana. Inhaling, engaging the abdominals. As you exhale, can you extend your left leg? Take your left elbow to your right knee. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhaling, we're going to extend our right leg. Take our right elbow to our left knee. Inhaling, coming back to center. And continuing with this movement, left elbow to right knee, extend the left leg. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhaling, right elbow to right knee, left knee, sorry. Inhaling, coming back to center. 2 more rounds, working with your own breath and at your own pace. And then completing, coming back to center, exhaling, releasing the head and neck to the earth. You can ground the soles of the feet into the mat, slide the legs, and then reach the arms overhead, taking a nice full body stretch here. Pointing the toes, maybe interlacing the fingers, turning the palms out. Exhaling, just relaxing back into the earth. From here, we're going to walk the soles of the feet back towards the seat bones. Inhale, lift our feet off the mat. Take the hands to behind the thighs, and we're going to rock and roll up over into a tabletop position. So just taking your time, working with your breath. So inhaling, rocking, exhaling, lowering back to the earth. And then one more rock, coming over onto your hands and your knees. We're going to stack the hands beneath the shoulders and the knees beneath the hips here. Just untucking the back toes, resting the tops of the feet on the mat. And then from here, moving through some cat-cows. As we inhale, we're going to tilt the seat bones towards the sky, drop the belly towards the earth, press into the mat to open the shoulders, and just turn the gaze towards the sky. Exhaling, tucking the pelvis, drawing the belly button towards the spine, press the earth away, crown of the head towards the mat. Inhaling, tilting the seat bones, dropping the belly button, lifting the crown of the head and the gaze. Exhaling, tucking the pelvis, drawing the belly button in, crown of the head towards the earth. Continuing with this movement, working with your own breath. Feeling into this posture, you can make this a little more creative if you like. Beginning to maybe drop into either elbow, move the hips from side to side. Just beginning to find a nice stretch down the side bodies. Don't forget to go in the opposite direction, equally nourishing and loving both sides of our body. And then when you're ready, just coming back to your regular cat-cows. And on your next exhalation, just coming back to center here. We're going to inhale, lift our left leg off the earth, and hold this pose for a few moments. So this moving into some strength here. So inhaling, just lifting your left leg, extending it towards the back of the room, really pointing the toes here. And we're engaging the abdominal muscles, drawing the hip away from the mat and using our glute to keep our leg in place. Taking 2 more breaths here, really lifting that left leg as high as you can. Exhaling, releasing the knee back to the earth. We're going to take this with the opposite leg. So inhaling, extending the right toes towards the back of the room, engaging the glutes, drawing the leg higher with each inhalation. You can have your gaze forward here. 1 more breath, really engaging the body. Exhaling, releasing the knee back to the mat. This time we're going to take the same movements, but we're going to extend our opposite arm. So inhaling, lifting the left leg off the mat, really engaging the glutes, draw that left hip away from the earth. And as you next inhale, can you extend your right hand towards the side of the room? I'm hitting a wall here, so just reaching your fingertips towards the front of the room, really lifting the shoulder, keeping your gaze forward. Inhaling, lift the leg, lift the arm. Exhaling, back to the earth. Taking this to the opposite side, inhaling, extending your right leg. Finding your position, your stability here, really engaging the muscles of the legs, the abdominals. And then on your next inward breath, lifting your left fingertips off the mat, reaching them towards the front of the room. Really stretching the left arm forward, reaching the right foot back. One more breath. Exhaling, releasing back to the earth. From here, on your next exhalation, just take the seat bones towards the heels. Slide the hands down by the sides of the body and take the forehead to the earth, finding your balasana, child's pose. And from here, you can rock gently from side to side, just massaging the forehead on the mat. And then when you're ready, finding stillness, staying for one more breath. And then inhaling, rolling up the spine really slowly, stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae. As you rise, the head and neck, last things to come up. Exhaling, rolling the shoulders back and down away from the ears. Inhaling, coming forward back into our tabletop position, stacking the hands beneath the shoulders. We're really going to ground them into the earth, particularly the index fingers and thumbs. And then as you next inhale, tuck the toes. Exhaling, pressing the toes in and hands into the mat. We're going to send our seat bones towards the back of the room, downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can pedal out the heels here as you find your position. Really exhaling, pressing the chest towards the mat, sending the seat bones backwards. And then when you're ready, finding stillness with the heels, you can maintain a slight bend in the knees, or you can work the legs towards straight, maybe even touch the heels on the mat. We're always working towards, so if your heels don't touch on the mat, that's absolutely fine, no worries. Exhaling, can you press your chest closer towards the earth? Send the seat bones backwards, feel that stretch through the front of the shoulders, the back of the legs. Completing on your next exhalation. Inhaling, coming onto the tops of the toes, stepping your right foot forward, finding your forward lunge. From here, we're going to move into a twist. So we're going to ground our left hand on the earth just beneath the left shoulder, drawing the left hip away from the mat, engaging the glutes here. We're going to inhale, reach our right fingertips towards the sky and turn our gaze to face towards the back of the room. In this position, think about drawing your right shoulder blade down your back towards the earth to open the chest. And think about drawing your left hip away from the mat and coming out of your left shoulder. Finding even distribution between the 3 points that are grounded on the earth. And then if it's okay for your neck, you can turn the gaze to look at your right fingertips. Staying for a few breaths here, finding that complete breath, that complete belly breathing. Inhaling, preparing to complete, finding your maximum in the twist. Exhaling, grounding the hand into the earth. From here, we're going to also lower the back heel so that the back foot is 45 degrees towards the front of the mat. Exhaling, sink both feet into the earth, bend into your front knee. As you inhale, take the arms overhead and up in line with the shoulders and the hips, finding your warrior one position. Staying for a breath, tucking the belly in. Exhaling, opening the hips, taking the arms out wide, moving into warrior two. In this position, we're drawing our right knee towards the right side of the room. Our hips are sinking towards the earth. We're really strong in the legs and we're gazing down our front middle finger, arms in one strong line. Drawing the ribs together, engaging the abdominals. squeeze your shoulder blades together to open the chest. Staying for one more breath. Exhaling, can you sink into your front knee a little more? Inhaling, flipping the palms, left hand to the back of the left leg, right fingertips towards the sky, reverse warrior. Really breathe here. Not staying for too long. We're going to inhale, come back to our warrior two. Exhale, extend into our front leg. And reach forward, really hinging forward from the pelvis here. If you don't have a wall in front of you, you might be able to go a little further. Think about really reaching your right fingers towards the front of the room. And then as you exhale, we're going to take our hand to the inside of the right leg. Lifting out of the hip with the torso. So just notice whether you're leaning towards the earth or if you can lift your torso out of your, or away from the earth rather. Inhaling, reaching the left fingertips towards the sky, finding your Trikonasana here. You can keep the gaze forward or turn to face towards the left fingertips. Think about drawing your left shoulder blade down your back towards the earth. Opening the chest. Imagining that you're pressing your body against the plane of glass so everything is in one strong line. One more breath, really lifting the torso away from the earth, engaging the legs. Exhaling, turning the gaze towards the mat, bending into your front knee, grounding the hands. And then we're going to just walk our hands towards the opposite side of the mat here. Turning the feet with us, coming back into our forward lunge. So from your forward lunge, we're going to move into our easy twist once again. So inhale, think about drawing your right hip this time away from the earth, really engaging the glutes. Exhale, ground your right hand into the mat beneath the shoulder. Inhale, left fingertips towards the sky, opening the chest, really twisting here. You can keep the gaze towards the back of the room or turn to look at your left fingertips. Engaging the legs, think about drawing out of your right shoulder here and finding an even distribution of weight between all 3 points grounded into the earth. Inhaling, opening the chest. Exhaling, grounding the left hand into the earth. From here, we're also going to ground our right foot this time, turning it 45 degrees towards the front of the mat. And when you're ready to inhale, lift the arms, extend them forward, and then raise the torso towards the sky. Arms in one strong line with the shoulders and the hips. Drawing the belly in, finding your warrior one. Really breathing here, holding the position. Inhale, grow tall through the crown of the head, reach the fingertips towards the sky. Exhaling, arms out wide, finding your warrior two. From here, sinking into your front knee, drawing the knee towards the left side of the room. Gaze down the front middle finger. Finding your breath. Can you sink your hips closer towards the earth? Can you draw your shoulder blades together? One more breath. Inhaling, flipping the palms. Left fingertips towards the sky, maybe lifting the gaze. Finding reverse warrior. Staying for another breath. Exhaling. Inhaling, warrior two, extending through the front leg, reaching forward with the left fingertips this time, and then exhaling, palm to the inside of the left shin, inhaling, right fingertips towards the sky. From here, once again, we draw our right shoulder blade down the back towards the earth, and maybe keep the gaze towards the front of the room. Maybe lift the gaze towards the sky. Opening the chest, extending the legs, drawing the torso away from the earth. Inhaling, reaching with the right fingertips. Exhaling, gaze towards the left foot, bending into your front knee, framing the foot with the hands, coming back into your forward lunge. And then we're going to exhale, ground the hands, step our left foot back, finding our downward facing dog for a moment. Taking a breath here and a moment to just notice where your heels are in space. Are they closer towards the earth than they were the first time you took this posture? And then as you inhale, you're going to come up onto your toes, roll up the spine and bring the shoulders to stack over the wrists here, finding your high plank position. Gaze forward. Can you tuck your pelvis towards your sternum, engaging the abdominals? Drop the hips a little. Nice and strong through the arms. Reach the heels towards the back of the room, extending the legs. One more breath. Exhaling, lowering the knees to the mat, untucking the toes. We're going to continue the exhalation, bend through the elbows, bring the chest towards the earth. Sliding the hands back alongside the body. Just turn one ear to the side of the mat. Drop the shoulders, flip the palms so they're facing up towards the sky. Closing down the eyes and taking a few breaths here. Really breathing, relaxing, allowing your body to sink into the mat. And then when you're ready, inhaling, gently opening the eyes. From here, we're going to walk our hands, palms facing down, beneath our torso. So can you touch your fingertips together? Really squeezing the shoulders together so that you can get your elbows underneath your body. And then as we inhale, we're going to bring the toes together to touch, the heels together. Really engage the muscles of the legs and prepare to lift the toes, the feet, the legs off the earth on the next inward breath. So here we go, breathing in. Can you lift your legs off the mat, chin touching on the earth still? With each inhalation, press the palms into the earth. Can you lift your legs higher? Staying for 2 more breaths. Inhaling, lifting the legs. Exhaling, releasing gently to the earth. Moving the arms back to the sides of the body, flipping the palms opposite ear to the mat. Finding your breath once again. And really allowing your body to release here. Staying for one more exhalation, really feeling your body melt into the earth. And then inhaling, you're going to bring the forehead back to center. And from here, flip your palms to face the mat. We're going to inhale and draw our forehead, neck, chest, and shoulders off the mat. as we breathe in. So engaging the muscles of the glutes, the legs, pressing the tops of the feet into the earth, inhaling, drawing the forehead, neck, chest off the earth, squeezing the shoulder blades together, breathing nice and deep here. And then can you add the arms, really reach the fingertips towards the back of the room. Inhaling, gaze facing forward, squeezing everything. Exhaling, releasing the opposite ear back to the earth, flipping the palms, resting the shoulders into the mat. Continuing with that complete breath. Taking one more round of breath, making the most of this resting position. And then as you inhale, we're just going to assist ourselves or yourself to come over onto your back. And for a moment here, we're going to hug our knees into our chest and then circle them from side to side, working with your breath. And then, of course, when you're ready, taking them in the opposite direction. Coming back to center, finding stillness. Taking any movements that you feel you need before we enter our final resting pose, our Shavasana for today. So when you're ready, exhaling, releasing the feet to the floor, sliding them along the mat, taking them hip distance wide or a little wider. Relax the feet to the earth, tuck the tailbone, grounding the lower back, draw the shoulders together. And then you can choose your variations with the arms, of course, out wide, palms facing up, or just bring the hands to rest gently on the belly, tucking the chin, lengthening the neck along the mat. Closing down the eyes, we're going to take one cleansing breath, breathing in nice and deep through the nose, and exhaling, releasing through the mouth. Releasing yourself into your final resting pose, Shavasana. And then just gently bringing your awareness to notice the sounds that surround you. Feel the breath as it enters your lungs and as it leaves your lungs. Bringing small movements to the fingers and toes. Maybe turning the eyes beneath the eyelids as they remain closed. Finding larger movements with the body, and then when you're ready, maybe extending the arms overhead, stretching the body like you're waking up for the first time today. And then making your way onto your side first, and then up into a seated cross-legged position. Getting nice and comfortable, crossing the legs, bringing the hands together at heart center in Anjali Mudra, closing down the eyes, tucking the chin towards the chest, acknowledging yourself for showing up on your mat today, for practicing, connecting, listening, quietening. Exhaling, we close down our practice and greet each other with the word Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I hope you enjoyed that practice. Of course, if you did, always like and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you get updated when new videos are released. If you'd like to join a live class, head to my website. The details are below in the description. And I hope to see you next week on the mat. Thank you so much for joining me.